So I have been a blogger, a media personality, an influencer, whatever you want to call it, for over a decade at prairiewifeandheels.com. I started the mommy blog, just kitchen counter of my home. There's kind of a couple of reasons that I did it, but mostly I just wanted to share my life on the Wyoming prairie. At that time, I only had 4 kids, not 5, with the rest of the world, and offer the support that I felt like I didn't have because living in rural Wyoming, pretty isolating. As time went on, I know there's some of you that are new here, so I'm going to kind of go through this quickly. As time went on, the blog took off. I was actually anonymous for the first 3 years. Never had pictures of my face, never had pictures of the kids unless it was like feet or hands, and everyone had a nickname, which is something that we still do today on the blog. Started 3 years into the mommy blogging sphere, whatever you want to call it, showing who I was. That led to TV appearances. I actually was part of the My Country 95.5 morning show for several years here locally, and I left that a couple years ago just to focus on building the Prairie Wife brand. Currently, I am what I call a media personality. I MC and auctioneer at local charity events. I travel across the Western U.S. doing workshops on a variety of topics. I still blog at prairiewifeandheels.com, and I use social media to share my life. I am no stranger to people disagreeing with me. It just comes with the territory, right? When you put your opinions, your life, especially when it's in rural Wyoming, which is different from a lot of the world, when you put that out there, people are going to come for you and they're going to disagree. I have a policy both on social media and on my website to not delete negative comments. It's okay for you to disagree with me. It's okay for you to question me. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. The only time I will delete comments off of social media is if they're coming after my readers and my followers. I don't care if you come after me. I don't even care if you swear, because I kind of have a potty mouth sometimes too. But if you're going to make my Prairie Wife space unsafe for those that are there, that's what's going to get you hidden or deleted. Now, with the recent, I don't want to say release, but with me informing you of what has been happening for the last year and a half with my family and another dear family to us in our little town, which is my daughter and her boyfriend, were stalked for a year by a 41-year-old woman. We released that information, the timelines and all the victim statements, which those are all public record, court record, along with some of the evidence. Not even half of the evidence is on the site, but some of the evidence has been released at prairiewifeandheels.com. I knew that there would be supporters for Marcie Smith, the stalker. I'm not an idiot. Like, for the last year and a half, she's been running our family's name, and my name particularly, in the mud. There are going to be people that support Marcie Smith, the woman, the 41-year-old woman who stalked 2 children and who we believe was grooming one of them, because I don't know why. You can see I've had them scrolling here, the people that have been supporting it, because I believe if you're going to put that out publicly, I have a right to share it publicly. I also know that there's about this much of the year and a half long situation that's on prairiewifeandheels.com. So people are going to have questions. So there is a woman named Tara, I'm going to put her comment right here, who obviously is supporting Marcie Smith and believing that I'm lying or that Marcie is a victim as well. Totally fine. Haven't deleted any of her comments. That's okay. But this comment in particular, I wanted to address because I know a lot of people have questions, and I understand that Tara doesn't know the depth of the case. And I know for a fact that there's people in town that are saying that I'm a bad parent, that Brandy's a bad parent because of the way we address the situation. So let me read the comment and then I'll just respond to it. So she said, "For my child, I would not have waited a year and a half. I would have stopped it immediately by having authorities go with me after the first offense to the offender's house and confront them straight away to protect my child. I would have changed numbers and blocked anyone who sent a text from another number rather than give them a year and a half to harass my child." So first, let's start out with the fact that it took a year of harassment, stalking, and bullying for the Glen Rock Police Department to finally find out that Marcie Smith was the culprit. All of that can be found in the timelines at prairiewifeandheels.com. So there was no one that we could confront for that whole entire year of stalking, bullying, and harassment because we didn't know who was doing it. Brandy was aware because, like most parents, she has an app on her son's phone and it alerts you to inappropriate texts. She was aware that Marcie texted Preston and asked for pictures in his underwear. In the timeline and in the victim statement, you can see where Brandy asked Marcie to meet her, had a meal, I believe it was lunch is what they ended up eating, and Brandy in no uncertain terms told Marcie that that was not appropriate for their family, that she was not to be texting her sons those things, and it did not go along with the moral things that she was trying to teach her son. Brandy met with Marcie. Brandy told Marcie to stop. Marcie said, no problem, whatever it is that she said, and then continued to stalk and harass children, except for she did it through anonymous ways. Let's go to change numbers and blocked anyone. The app that Marcie Smith used to stalk the children is a burner app on a phone that will just assign you an anonymous number that you can text from. There is no way to trace that number, and you can get an infinite amount of numbers. Anytime the adults or the children in the situation receive texts from the anonymous number, we immediately screenshotted it, sent it to the police for evidence, and then blocked the number. We blocked multiple numbers. I would also like to add that besides texting the parents, me, my husband, Preston's parents, and the children, Marcie Smith also used the anonymous text app to text children in the school. Again, it's in the timeline. The other thing, change numbers. Yes, Preston received a brand new phone number when Marcie was continuing to text him over and over. She found the number, or she used social media, Facebook, and fake accounts on social media to contact the children that way. Yes, the children did block those social media accounts, and they even blocked Marcie Smith herself in July. Again, you can find it on the timeline. When Marcie Smith found out that the two children blocked her, it resulted in a phone call where she said that she was going to kill herself, not once, but twice, and I ended up calling the police on her, well, actually the sheriff's department, because she lives in the county, to do a well check. So, Tara, we did everything we could. The second we found out that Marcie Smith was the person that was stalking our children after a year-long investigation, Brandy and I both immediately got an ex parte protection order, which means the protection order started the second that the judge signed it, and Marcie Smith was immediately served by the police, so she knew that she needed to stay away from not only our children, but our whole entire families. That second we found out who it was, there was a protection order for my entire family against this woman, because that's the kind of threat that the police, the judge, everyone thought we needed to watch out for. So don't tell me that we didn't protect our children. We have kids that did everything right. We did everything we knew to this situation, and I understand that there's going to be people that victim blame, and that's okay. Again, you're allowed to have a different opinion from me. You can still find all of Tara's and all the other comments. I know there's going to be people in town that will look at this evidence and still think that I'm a liar, that Brandy's lying, that what Marcie did to these kids is okay. And I'm okay with that, because by speaking up, we are going to make change in our state, and we're going to change the laws. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to convince anybody but our legislators that this happened and it's not okay. Grit and grace.